What are people willing to give up in order to have options, safety, and comfort in the future? Because there's so much YOLO, you only live once. Yeah. And, FOMO, the fear of missing out right now, everyone says, I don't care. Yeah. I'm going to go buy myself, this $2,000 purse or the $1,000 phone or whatever it is. But, what do we need to do?
Yeah, I think it's great. So one of the things that a couple of things actually, women's spending is generally deemed in Western societies as frivolous. Men's spending is seen as discerning. Research shows we actually spend fairly similarly, essentials, non-essentials. We like to reframe it in not only what are you needing to give up, but what is bringing you the most joy? What is critically important? In investing, we call it high grading a portfolio, what taking the cream off the top. What are the things that you really like and you're so proud of yourself that you're able to gift yourself? Focus on that. Really embrace the joy from that spending. Try and get everything else free or cheap. Beg, barter, and don't steal, but, And so what we also like people to figure out is how much money do you have for every hour that you work that you can spend on things? And that will give you your own sense of relativity. How many hours am I willing to spend to buy this item? And it's a much lower number than people think. And so it's a combination of Ellen Roseman. I read her book after graduation, and she talked about dollars per hour, but after tax. And then Shannon Lee Simmons talks about taking out the money you've committed to spending before you've even gotten out of bed. And what's left over is what you have to work with. Knowing that number is extremely empowering. It gives you, when I was in my 20s, I loved buying a Starbucks coffee. It demarcated that I wasn't a student anymore. Now, the children, it's the house cleaner. I will protect that spend, and yes. I'm so glad I can gift it to myself. But, there are older women in my life who may not think that is a judicious way to spend money, or maybe doesn't align with their values, and there might be some judgment around how good of a wife I am or housekeeper. And I have how much money I know I have to spend, what brings me the most joy, and I know that it's it's having help around the house, and that's how I protect it, and everything else I try and get free and cheap. So.
But what I think is really interesting? The judging.
Yes.
Who cares? You know what? If I have somebody who comes and cleans my house, that's my business.
Yeah.
Why would you judge me?
I think judging women for how they spend their money is somewhat of a sport in a lot of media and on a lot of things, right? We are judged on what we look like. We're judged on how much we spend on what we look like. One of the things that really bothered me about finance was, they kind of make the way spending that you put towards your appearance seem frivolous. And yet we know that the more you put towards how you look, the more money you make and the more promotions you get. So it is somewhat of an investment.
Correlated.
It is correlated, yeah. Highly correlated.
Yeah, it really is.
And so it always seemed weird to me, especially when I was a waitress and, you had to have your nails done, that, a planner would say, well, you don't need to get a manicure. And there's ways around it. Cheaper could be I could do it myself, right? But if I really enjoy that spend and I can afford to do it, then I think it's fine. We just give you those guidelines and those barriers, and you can figure out how you want to stay within them.
I think it's really important. I like nice things. Who doesn't like nice things? However, I will not buy anything unless it's on sale.
Amazing.
And so this is, coming from immigrant yes. parents. My mother taught me well that, it's got to be on sale. And if just a regular sale doesn't work, it's yes. got to be with an extra something.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, there are certain things that you can't buy that are on sale. Yeah. And that's fine. Those are, a once in a lifetime treat type of thing. Yeah. However, if it's not a good sale, I will not purchase it.
I absolutely love this because you're basically, whatever your sale, like say you get 20% off, it's basically like giving yourself a 20% raise. You're making that money go so much further. And I just really love that. I love that.
Well, I love that too. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about, the anxiety about money, because I know there are a lot of younger women out there that are stressed about money, stressed about making it, stressed about spending it, stressed about, there's just so much stress and anxiety around it.